What would make a news anchor get fired on the spot? From on-air outbursts
by offering up an apology to you. What the viewers experienced was rude, it was cruel, it was inappropriate, and we are so sorry.
to surprising live confessions,
I quit.
these are the shocking moments that ended their careers instantly. News anchors are supposed to stay cool under pressure, but sometimes they break the rules in ways no one expects. Today, we're diving into jaw-dropping moments when anchors went too far and paid the ultimate price. You won't believe what some of them did live on air. 1. Lisa LaFlamme. Imagine giving more than 3 decades to one news network, becoming a trusted face for millions, only to lose it all overnight. That happened to Lisa LaFlamme, the longtime Canadian anchor from CTV News. After 35 years, LaFlamme, who was the chief news anchor and senior editor, was suddenly fired, leaving her fans stunned and sparking a massive conversation across Canada. The news broke on August 15th when LaFlamme posted a video explaining she'd been told back on June 29th that Bell Media made a business decision to end her contract. She described how the call was cold and quick, and that she was asked to keep her firing a secret until everything was sorted out. In her video, she shared her disappointment, saying, "At 58, I still thought I'd have more time to tell more of the stories that shape our lives." But why would Bell Media get rid of such a beloved anchor? Reports from the Globe and Mail pointed to a surprising reason. Michael Melling, the head of CTV News, had questioned LaFlamme's decision to let her hair go gray. During the pandemic, unable to visit her colorist, she'd decided to go with her natural gray hair, a choice viewers supported. But apparently, some executives didn't. LaFlamme's firing kicked off a huge debate about ageism, sexism, and what matters to corporations. Big brands like Wendy's and Dove even joined in, showing support for LaFlamme and other women facing similar pressures. Wendy's changed its famous red-haired mascot to gray hair, saying a star is a star, no matter their hair color. Dove launched a campaign on ageism and beauty standards, helping fuel a global conversation about looks in the workplace. The backlash was intense, and LaFlamme's departure is now seen as a major moment in the fight against ageism in media. Though she may no longer be on air, her influence only grew stronger after she was let go. But as shocking as LaFlamme's firing was, it's nothing compared to the bold move of our next anchor, who left her job with a secret revelation on live TV. 2. Charlo Green. Our next story is a moment in TV history that no one saw coming. On a quiet Sunday night, KTVA TV reporter Charlo Green made headlines for a live, on-air confession that left viewers speechless. She was reporting on a local business, the Alaska Cannabis Club, which was getting attention for supporting marijuana legalization in the state. But here's what no one knew. Green wasn't just covering the story. She was the owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club. Then came the moment no one would forget. Green finished her segment by announcing live that she owned the very business she was covering, but she didn't stop there. She wrapped up with a bold and unforgettable sign-off. As for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but I quit. And just like that, she was gone. KTVA's reaction was instant. News director Burt Rudman issued a public apology, saying the station didn't approve of Green's choice of words and confirming she was immediately fired. But Green didn't regret a thing. The next day, she released a video on social media and her club's YouTube page, explaining her reasons for leaving, her passion for marijuana legalization, and her commitment to fight for freedom and fairness. Green's dramatic exit went viral and sparked a heated debate over professionalism, journalistic ethics, and freedom of speech. Was her on-air outburst a moment of raw honesty or a betrayal of her viewers' trust? Either way, it guaranteed she left a lasting legacy. But while Green's exit was self-initiated, some anchors fight battles for others, putting their careers on the line to defend friends and colleagues. And that's precisely where our next story takes us, to another news anchor who went rogue in defense of a coworker, with consequences just as shocking. 3. Mark Mester. When loyalty to a friend collides with professional boundaries, the results can be career-ending. In this case, KTLA anchor Mark Mester took a bold stand for his former co-anchor Lynette Romero. a move that would cost him his job. Mester's on-air rebellion is one of those rare moments that remind us of the intense loyalty some news anchors have for each other, even if it means going up against their network. Romero had been with KTLA for almost 24 years, becoming a beloved figure for Los Angeles viewers. But on September 14th, viewers were hit with an unexpected announcement. Romero had decided to leave KTLA, a decision that was brief and seemingly rushed. There was no fanfare, no farewell message, just a statement from the station noting that she was moving on to pursue another opportunity. Mester, however, was not satisfied with the station's handling of his friend's departure. Just 3 days after Romero's announcement, on September 17th, he went off script during a live broadcast. Apologizing directly to viewers, Mester stated that Romero deserved more than just a quiet exit, calling the station's actions rude, cruel, and inappropriate. And he didn't stop there. In an emotional moment, he added, "You did not deserve this," referring to his friend as his best friend, and urging viewers to find it in your heart to forgive us. The words left an impression on the viewers, but the station's response was swift and unforgiving. Within days, Mester was not just suspended, but permanently let go from KTLA. His heartfelt, unscripted apology was met with backlash from the network, ultimately costing him his position at the station. The public was divided. Some saw Mester's defense of his friend as brave and justified, while others felt he crossed a line that should never be breached on live TV. For Mester, it was an unwavering stand, even if it came with a heavy price tag. His story highlights the risks anchors take when they let emotions overrule the teleprompter. Yet, as bold as Mester's move was, sometimes the controversies faced by anchors are not about a choice of words, but rather a choice of outfit. And our next story dives into a surprising moment when a weather anchor found herself in the center of a viral storm, all because of what she was wearing. 4. Liberté Sean. News anchors are no strangers to the court of public opinion, but some judgments come from unexpected places. Liberté Sean, a meteorologist at KTLA Channel 5 in Los Angeles, found herself under scrutiny during a weather segment, but not for her forecast. Instead, her outfit, a sleeveless black dress, became the subject of enough viewer complaints to prompt a truly bizarre on-air moment. On a seemingly routine Saturday broadcast, Chan was in the middle of delivering the weather report when a hand suddenly appeared on camera, holding a gray cardigan. It was her co-anchor, Chris Burrus, subtly urging her to cover up. Confused, Chan asked if he wanted her to wear the cardigan, jokingly adding, "Why, because it's cold?" Burrus responded that viewers were sending emails, expressing discomfort over her choice of dress. Without missing a beat, Chan shrugged it off, put on the cardigan, and continued with the broadcast. But as soon as the segment aired, the backlash against the sweater incident began. Many viewers found the exchange to be unnecessary and even sexist, with some wondering why her dress, completely appropriate by most standards, was being policed in the first place. After the clip went viral, Chan decided to address the incident. In a post on her blog, she expressed how disappointing it was that viewers were more concerned with her attire than her weather reporting. However, she handled the situation with grace, writing, "I've worked on air for 10 years, and by now, I've learned that everyone has an opinion, and you have to have a thick skin to work in this business." She even shared that her original outfit, a patterned dress, had turned see-through on the green screen, forcing her to switch last minute to the black dress. Liberté Sean's cardigan incident sparked a nationwide conversation on the double standards female anchors often face. Her professionalism in handling the situation was impressive, but astonishingly, wardrobe choices can still overshadow someone's work on live TV. In our next story, however, the fashion faux pas isn't the issue. This anchor's slip-up came from being caught completely off guard, lost in a daydream. It's a moment that quickly turned her into an internet sensation, though it cost her dearly in the professional world. 5. Natasha Exelby. Imagine being on live TV and losing track of time, just for a second, only to realize too late that you're back on air. That's exactly what happened to freelance journalist Natasha Exelby. While working with ABC News, she was covering a story, completely focused, until a pre-recorded clip played, giving her a short break. For that moment, she drifted off, her eyes locked on a pen in her hand, possibly deep in thought about an upcoming story. When the segment ended and cameras panned back to her, Exelby snapped out of her daydream with a look of shock. Her wide-eyed reaction was hilarious and instantly became a viral hit online. Clips of her startled face spread across social media, turning her into an internet sensation almost overnight. But the fame wasn't all positive. Soon after, reports surfaced that she was taken off live broadcasts, though ABC's director of news clarified that she hadn't been officially fired. Exelby later shared that, yes, it was an embarrassing moment, but it also highlighted just how intense and high-stress live TV can be. Her experience shows how even the tiniest slip-up in live news can have big consequences. But as surprising as Exelby's story was, some journalists end up in even stranger situations. Coming up next, a reporter covering a flood goes viral for keeping her shoes dry, and the fallout was immediate. 6. Lydia Cumming. Field reporting can be unpredictable, but when one reporter chose to stay dry in the middle of a flood, the results were unexpected and unforgettable. Mexican journalist Lydia Cumming was on assignment in the city of Puebla, covering the aftermath of heavy flooding for TV Azteca. She arrived at the scene ready to report, but faced a practical dilemma. Floodwaters surrounded the area she needed to reach. That's when 2 residents offered to carry her over the waters to keep her shoes dry. While it might have seemed harmless at the moment, this decision quickly backfired. As her good Samaritans waded through the floodwaters with Cumming perched above, someone snapped a photo. This image, showing the journalist being carried across the flood like royalty, soon surfaced online. Almost immediately, it became the talk of the internet, turning Cumming into a meme sensation. The online community found it hilarious, with countless jokes about a reporter who wanted to cover a flood without getting wet. But her employer, TV Azteca, was less amused. Shortly after the incident went viral, the network announced her termination. Her boss expressed disappointment, stating that her actions were regrettable and ended her contract, leaving Cumming without her job. Reflecting on the incident, Cumming admitted she didn't anticipate the reaction. She later explained that she hadn't brought proper footwear for flood conditions and accepted the help out of politeness, never expecting it would lead to such backlash. Her story serves as a reminder of the unexpected pitfalls of live reporting and just how quickly a moment's choice can change a career. But sometimes, a stumble on the field isn't what brings an anchor down. In our next story, we see what happens when years of controversial comments catch up to one of the most recognized faces on CNN. Let's dive into Don Lemon's shocking exit. 7. Don Lemon. After 17 years, CNN made headlines with its decision to let go of longtime anchor Don Lemon. Known for his bold opinions and at times controversial on-air presence, Lemon's departure marked the end of an era, but it didn't come without controversy of its own. CNN didn't provide an official reason for his dismissal, but recent events may hold some clues. In recent months, Lemon faced backlash for a series of comments and interactions that struck a nerve with viewers. Just last fall, he argued that the U.S. men's soccer team deserved higher pay than the women's team, calling the men more interesting to watch. More recently, a tense exchange with Republican presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy escalated when Lemon challenged Ramaswamy's interpretation of racial history, an exchange that brought both applause and criticism from audiences. Perhaps the final straw came during a February broadcast, when Lemon, discussing the age of politicians, claimed that former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, at 51, was not in her prime. According to Lemon, a woman's prime was in her 20s, 30s, or maybe her 40s. The comment received swift criticism, especially given that the show's audience is predominantly female. Despite the controversies, Lemon expressed shock at CNN's decision, stating that he wasn't informed directly and only found out through social media. CNN countered, saying Lemon had declined a meeting with management. For his fans, this marked a stunning and abrupt end to an era, but it also serves as a powerful reminder. Even for seasoned anchors, the impact of words and on-air decisions can have lasting consequences. While Lemon's fall from grace might have seemed like a rarity, he isn't the only anchor to face such a fate. Next, we turn to another network where a different host faced a similar dismissal over controversial remarks. 8. Bob Beckel. Bob Beckel's time on Fox News was nothing short of eventful, and ultimately controversial. As a co-host of The Five, Beckel frequently shared his views on issues of the day, which often sparked heated debates. But as his comments grew more contentious, so did his career. Beckel's first exit from Fox came after an extended absence following back surgery. However, Fox decided to bring him back 2 years later, hoping that he could recapture the original spark he got to the show. Unfortunately, his return was short-lived. Beckel was soon embroiled in controversy once again, this time over allegedly racially insensitive comments directed at an African-American employee. According to attorney Douglas Wigdor, Beckel stormed out of his office when an IT employee, a black man, arrived to service his computer, reportedly saying he was leaving because the employee is black. When the employee filed a complaint, Beckel allegedly tried to intimidate him, urging him to retract the claim. This incident became part of a larger controversy within Fox News, as multiple allegations of racial discrimination were coming to light across the network. In a climate already fraught with allegations of harassment and discrimination, Fox made a swift decision to part ways with Beckel. This incident not only marked Beckel's second dismissal from the network, but also underscored the pressure networks face to maintain accountability for their hosts' behavior. Bob Beckel's exit from Fox News highlighted the challenges that networks face when controversial statements hit close to home. But Beckel wasn't alone in feeling the weight of public scrutiny. Just as Fox News took a stand with Beckel, CBS faced its high-profile reckoning involving one of the most respected names in journalism, Dan Rather. Let's delve into the story of how one report shook his decades-long career. 9. Dan Rather. Dan Rather's departure from CBS was a shock that rocked the journalism world. Known for his storied career and unwavering reporting style, Rather found himself at the center of a career-defining controversy just 2 weeks before the 2004 U.S. presidential election. It began with the airing of 60 Minutes 2, where Rather presented the now infamous Killian documents, a series of memos suggesting that former President George W. Bush received preferential treatment during his service in the Texas National Air Guard. However, things unraveled fast. The moment the documents were aired, questions arose about their authenticity. Experts and internet sleuths immediately began examining the documents, alleging they were forgeries. As skepticism grew, CBS faced immense pressure to retract the story. The network responded by firing the producers involved, but Rather continued his role, at least for a while. In March 2005, after more than 44 years at CBS, Rather signed off for the last time as the anchor of the CBS Evening News. Though he completed his contract, there was a clear rift between him and CBS. Despite his long-standing contributions, Rather's legacy at CBS became clouded by this one incident, with CBS chief Leslie Moonves distancing the network from him. Even now, Rather looks back on CBS with nostalgia, though his departure remains bittersweet. In a recent interview, Rather reflected, "Without apology or explanation, I miss CBS." His story underscores the precarious nature of journalism, where a single story can redefine a career. Dan Rather's controversy at CBS showed how quickly a journalistic reputation can be tested and, at times, dismantled by the weight of a single incident. But as shocking as Rather's fallout was, Eric Bolling's rapid descent from a prominent position at Fox News took things even further, casting a harsh spotlight on the toxic culture within the network. 10. Eric Bolling. Eric Bolling's rise in television news was impressive, but it all took a steep dive when allegations of misconduct surfaced. Starting as a financial analyst on CNBC's Fast Money, Bolling eventually made his way to Fox News as a regular host on The Five. His candid style and conservative viewpoints resonated with viewers, but in 2017, his image came under intense scrutiny. An article from HuffPost detailed accusations that Bolling had sent inappropriate photos and messages to female colleagues. The report led Fox to suspend Bolling pending an investigation by the law firm Paul, Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton & Garrison, which had been handling similar cases within Fox. It wasn't just Bolling's future at stake. The network, already entangled in a slew of harassment cases, faced growing pressure to act decisively. Though Bolling denied the allegations and even threatened to sue the reporter behind the story, Fox News ultimately decided to terminate his employment. His show was canceled, marking the end of his career with the network. The allegations against Bolling were part of a much larger issue that Fox had been grappling with since former anchor Gretchen Carlson's lawsuit against former CEO Roger Ailes. The culture within Fox was under scrutiny, and Bolling's case only added fuel to the fire. As we move forward, another prominent Fox News figure, Ed Henry, faced similarly intense scrutiny. Yes, one that not only threatened his career, but also brought to light deeper issues within the network. 11. Ed Henry. Ed Henry's career trajectory at Fox News took a steep fall following a series of scandals. Henry, once the chief White House correspondent for the network, was first suspended in 2016 due to revelations of an extramarital affair with a Las Vegas hostess. Although this led to a temporary suspension, Henry was later reinstated as he worked to rebuild his public image. However, the year 2020 would bring more serious accusations that ultimately ended his career with Fox. This time, Henry faced accusations from multiple women, including claims of harassment and assault. 2 women formally sued him, accusing him of rape and alleging that his behavior was part of a broader culture of misconduct at Fox News. The allegations were not isolated, rather, they formed part of a disturbing pattern. As these accusations surfaced, Fox quickly moved to suspend Henry pending an investigation. After a comprehensive independent investigation led by an outside law firm, Fox News announced Henry's termination on July 1, 2020. In a statement, the network clarified that while Henry was being held accountable, other claims of misconduct against high-profile Fox personalities were deemed false, patently frivolous, and utterly devoid of any merit. Ed Henry's termination from Fox News was a stark reminder of how accusations can abruptly end a high-profile career and expose deeper issues within an organization's culture. This pattern of revelations wasn't limited to Fox. Another seismic scandal was about to shake NBC, where one of the most recognizable figures in morning television, Matt Lauer, would face his career-ending allegations. 12. Matt Lauer. For 2 decades, Matt Lauer was the charismatic anchor of NBC's Today, a staple of American morning television. With his polished interviewing skills and steady on-screen presence, Lauer covered everything from presidential interviews to the Olympic Games, earning a salary that reportedly reached $20 million annually. However, his career came to an abrupt and shocking end in November 2017, following allegations of misconduct. NBC acted swiftly after receiving a detailed complaint from a female colleague who accused Lauer of inappropriate behavior in the workplace. The network conducted a thorough review and determined that Lauer had violated NBC's standards, resulting in his immediate dismissal. The decision came as a surprise to viewers and colleagues alike, with co-host Savannah Guthrie reading the network's statement on air, noting, "While it is the first complaint about his behavior in the over 20 years he's been at NBC News, we were also presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident." As more details emerged, additional women came forward with similar allegations, which Variety corroborated through a 2-month investigation. Multiple sources claimed NBC management was aware of Lauer's conduct, but had chosen not to intervene. This sparked broader discussions about accountability in media organizations, emphasizing the importance of fostering a safe workplace environment. If these shocking moments kept you on the edge of your seat, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories. Which anchor's exit surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on the wildest moments from the world of news and media. Thanks for watching.